jam-packed 30-minute business show designed for you, the entrepreneur, the startup, the small business person who's looking for help, looking for resources to grow their business and get funding. First thing I want to ask you, stop. Before you move forward and start applying for funding, for grants, do you have everything in place? Welcome to another episode of Startup Nation. I'm your host, Eugene Campbell from the ECCR Group, and we come to you from the Liberian Radio Television Network, reaching people locally and around the world. Welcome to another episode of Startup Nation, where today we're going to talk about funding your business, right? In the end, that's what you want to know. Where can I fund my business? How do I do it? Who has the money? And so we're going to take the next 30 minutes and just dive into that. I've got a special co-host, but I want to welcome all of you. You still got time to call a friend, call a loved one, and ask them to join us. I also want to encourage you to like the Liberian Radio Television Network Facebook page. Like that page, because we're going to stay connected with you, send you a lot of goodies. Also, if you are a business and you're trying to reach an international community, this is a great place to advertise your business, to reach people locally here in the States, Philadelphia, Maryland, but also reach people internationally. So think about becoming a sponsor and advertise your business. Well, we're going to get started right after this break. But again, welcome to Startup Nation. Today, we're going to talk about funding your business. Where do you go to find the money you need to start a business, grow a business, and expand the business? We'll be right back after this quick break.
Introducing Suku Express, shipping from the USA to Liberia, offering pickup services from Maryland, Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, and New York. Suku Express is very reliable, efficient, trustworthy, and seamless. U.S. warehouse and loading dock is at 54101 Tacony Street, Philadelphia, PA 19137. Contact 267-987-6821 or 267-437-6463. Then in Liberia, at Dry Rice Market, Bannersville Road. Contact 0775-245-666 or 0555-594-53.
Hey, this is Grace, the CEO of the founder Suku Express. Parcel your stuff good, valuable stuff goes in the plastic barrel. You gotta shrink wrap, you like the barrel, you gotta shrink wrap the barrel, protect your stuff. Boxes, useful, use shoes. Any box smaller than me, I can't ship it.
With Suku Express, your worries are over. Ship with confidence and ease. Thanks for doing businesses with Suku Express.
Welcome back to Startup Nation. I'm your host, Eugene Campbell from the ECCR Group. I'm a certified business coach. People ask me all the time, I want to start a business, but I don't have any money. I have a business and I want to know, where can I get grants? Where can I get SBA loans? So what we're going to talk about today is funding your business, how to research that funding, how to find the right funding match. And I have a special co-host in with me today, Ziavian. Ziavian does all of my grant research, and she's going to be with us today to talk about the tools, the techniques that you need to grow your, to scale your business. So one of the things is sometimes trying to find funding is very difficult, and Ziavian is going to join us any minute now and to talk with us. But I just want to start with where do you find money at? You're looking on the internet. You don't know who to trust. You don't know which business is the right business for you to work with. And so therefore you're kind of at a loss. And some people want to charge you for information that you can get free. So I want to just kind of talk about what I call the research phase. Before you start applying, do the research. Don't only rely online, but go to your business groups, go to your city business development center, and just reach out to them and ask them what information they have. Talk to people who've gotten funding from someone and ask them what was the process. So we want to show you a couple of places that you could look at. So first, we want to talk about the SBA. The SBA is a great place for you to go to do research if you're looking for funding. So here's the SBA. First thing I want to tell you, make sure that you are on the SBA official website. A lot of times when you search for things, you go to the website, but you come to find out that you are not on the right website and somebody is charging you money. Okay, the SBA is the United States Small Business Administration. They not only fund local businesses, but they do fund international services as well if you are doing business here in the United States. Now, I want to kind of qualify this. The SBA does not give out money directly. So when people say to me, I want an SBA loan, the SBA has banks, financial institutions that they work with that they will utilize with you to make sure that you get the best rates. For example, during the pandemic, a lot of people got SBA injury loans. But those loans didn't come directly from the SBA. The SBA worked with institutions to find out from them, could they give them the best rate? Could they help them find the best terms? And even myself as a nonprofit, I was able to get a SBA loan through that process. Startup grants, the SBA can help you with that as well. But again, they do not loan directly. They work with institutions that will provide the resources. This is important because, one, you're dealing with institutions that have been vetted by the United States small government. The other thing we want to look at is foundations. Okay, so grants.gov. Grants.gov is very important and it's a great tool. Now, let me just clarify this. Grants.gov, you can go there to research small businesses grants, nonprofit grants, research grants. You could do that to research everyone, and it's a great place to go. So let me just tell you a couple of things. If you look at the headings up there, you can search by industry, you can search by product, you can search for startup, you can search for research grants. It's a great place to go. And again, it's a safe place to go because it is part of the United States. So that is grants.gov. We're going to be back in a few minutes after this break, and we're going to dive into, okay, you got all these tools to research, but how do you exactly find the right grant that fits for you? We'll be right back.
Maintaining your vehicle can be a major investment. That's why here at Brothers Auto Care, we pride ourselves on providing professional and reliable auto care at affordable rates. Whether you need an inspection, new brakes, or diagnostic reports, our skillful and experienced mechanics are here for you every step of the way. Call Brothers Auto Care now to schedule your next auto maintenance and repair service. At Brothers Auto Care, we help you drive home with peace of mind.
Okay, great. Welcome back to Startup Nation. So glad that you are here. So now that we talked a little bit about the research, where did we go? And I want to just emphasize a couple of things. So we talked about the SBA, we talked about grants.gov, but there's so many places that you can use. You can use Google research. In your community, there are the research libraries that have information on grants and funding. That's right. Your very public library usually has a section where you can go and you can research companies as well. A great tool too is Google search. Just use Google search to look for funding. Okay, so now what we want to look at now is the Foundation Center. This is a key thing for me because now the question is, how can you go beyond the walls and take a look at the companies that you're trying to research? So we want to take a look at the Foundation Center. So the Foundation Center is a place that you can go that you can research any organization or individual that gives money. Now, let me just tell you why this is important. Suppose you are a nursing student and you are looking for someone who has set up a foundation to support, I'll just make this up, women who are studying nursing. There's a foundation there for you. Do you know there are probably about 50 Disney family foundations? We talked a week ago about there's about 35 Ford foundations. Each of them has something different. If you've gone to a hospital, you may have seen the building that someone has donated money to. That's for medical research. So you can go to the Foundation Center and you can research, and you can just by topic and just say environmental, and it'll bring up to you foundations. It'll bring up to you different areas that you can find with this foundation money. For example, one time I had a capital project and I needed money to find an organization, a foundation who had money that would help me with a capital project. So I went there and I was able to find a foundation that gave us over $5 million for a building project. The other thing is that suppose you wanted to research a nonprofit organization, you can go to the Foundation Center and you can look up any organization as well. So that's very key, and it's also free. The Foundation Center is free. You don't have to pay for it. You can just go and you can take a look at that. So the other thing that we wanted to talk about is SAM. SAM is very important. I'm trying to keep you on government websites today so that you know that you're in a safe place when you're doing research. SAM is very important. SAM is very important. Now, what we're showing you right here is what I call a grant tracker. And if we could just focus on this for the next 2 minutes. Okay, so you've done your research. You found foundations you want to look at. I created this grant tracker. You could do whatever system you have, but let's just take a look. I usually have the source. Who is the foundation that's going to give me the money? What program is it that I'm looking for funding for? And I want to just explain this. I am a nonprofit, but I'm able to get money that I can coach businesses. Then I have a column for the amount. So I have an idea how much I asked for. Then what I'll do is put a column that says what is the due date so that we could just take a look when these grants are due. The last thing I think is very important, a lot of people get discouraged when they are writing grants because you're going to get more no's than yes. And one of the things that you should do is track what happened. So for example, no answer means that we submitted the grant, but we haven't heard back from them. So that's telling me that I need to be mindful and follow up. Some grants are pending. that last column, what I do is if you have a team of writers, just to keep this organized of who did what work, you know, I have everyone and I have their initials. So I know who wrote these grants. I know when they were submitted. So this is what I call a grant tracker. And this allows me to track all of the grants that I'm working with. And also when you're putting a budget together, this is very helpful. So we're going to be back in a few minutes and we're going to just talk about how do you find the right grant match right after this break. Yeah, you on?
Drinking water on the track, baby, so I can get this.
Hi, my name is Theophilus Juliban Nelson I. I am the founder and CEO of Lift Africa LLC. Lift Africa started as an employment agency that sought the employment of immigrants coming to the U.S. and finding ways and means to go to start life in this great your country. Now we have added airport pickups and drop, car rental, hall rental. As you see, we have a new business location. Started with just a little office part, but today we have a whole complex that we can do a lot of stuff with.
Hello everyone, my name is Geneva Krantz. I'm the Executive Administrator of Uplift Africa. We have an excellent employment rate at our company. We work with and for you regardless of your situation. If you've ever been in prison, maybe your background isn't great, do not worry. We have a place for you here. We believe in equal opportunity for everyone, especially you. So sign up today and begin earning.
My name is Emmanuel B. Horton, Operational Director for Live Africa. Live Africa is the place to be.
Welcome back to Startup Nation. I'm so glad that you are joining us. And we're talking today about funding your business. And I have a very special guest. Ziavian works with me at the ECCR group, and she provides all of the back services that we need for clients. Ziavian, thank you for joining us. And one of the things that we were talking about was funding your business. And I was getting ready to talk, and I want to bring you in to talk about this. Ziavian, so you're out there, you're looking, you see all these grants, and you're like, is this grant the right grant for me? Can you just talk about what you do, your research in finding grants and how we can help others?
Okay, so hi, my name is Ziavian. I do grant research. I meet with people one-on-one, and I usually get a gauge of what exactly their business does, what the day in operations are, what exactly they do, and what they're looking to do in the long term. I think a big proponent is understanding exactly what your business is. And a really important thing that will help you in securing grants is actually understanding how your business helps your community. So one of the first things you should actually get started with is making sure that you have your mission statement, your vision statement, have those basics down. So that way, anytime you go out looking for funding, you know exactly who you are and you know exactly how to line yourself up to someone else. So that's the first most important part. Make sure you have that vision, mission statement secured. Make sure you know exactly what your business does for the community. So that way, when you go out for grants, you know exactly who will align with you.
Okay. So I've said to people, we just talked about the SBA, we talked about SAM, we talked about the Foundation Center, but how can the internet help us? How can the internet help us find funding that matches my service?
I think one of the most important things when looking for grants online is making sure you hit some keywords. So if you're a nonprofit, going out onto the internet and looking up nonprofit grants is one thing, but looking into foundations and looking for keywords like education, or if you're looking for government contracting, looking for keywords like grants with government contracts. So it's really about finding those keywords when you're going onto the internet, because there are a lot of grants out there. There's a lot of money out there for people. But once you start getting very specific in what you're looking for, in terms of, some people just want sponsorships or they want in-kind donations. But if you're, an educator and you're looking for toys, you might specifically go on to the internet and you might put in-kind donations, toys for children at a certain age. Being very specific and very niche in what exactly you're talking about is going to help you find grants that are aligned with you. And believe it or not, there are grants for almost anything out there. So don't worry about getting specific. If you have something you're specifically looking for, it is out there.
Well, let me ask you this. We have a business community too. And a lot of time business people say, are there grants out there for us as a business? So let me just give an example. So we've seen a couple commercials. There is a trucking, there is Liberty. But let's just say a business, a for-profit business come to you. Is there opportunities for grants, sponsorships out there for them?
Yes. There are actually a lot of grants out there for for-profit businesses. There are a lot of companies that specifically do only for-profit businesses. Cartier does women for-profit businesses only. You have FedEx. You have Hello Alice, which is a website that specifically targets mostly for-profit, while they do also take in nonprofit. But it is a great website that anybody for-profit can use. And I actually think it's a great tool because a lot of the questions there are a lot of the questions that places like Verizon, who does for-profit, will ask you. And government contracting grants, they do not mind working with for-profit businesses as well. So there are a lot of money out there, not just for nonprofits, but for for-profits as well.
Okay. So I want to let everyone know that you came with a gift today, that if anyone puts their email in the chat, you will send them a free grant alert. And what is that grant alert? What is in that?
So my grant alert goes out a couple times a month, and that grant alert contains foundation grants, mostly targeted towards nonprofits. It contains grants for profits. It also contains sponsorships, donation requests in kind, things that are not just financial, but items that you can get from certain businesses, like Wawa. You can go actually have them sponsor an event for you. And then lastly, I sum it up with resources. Those resources will help you find, your local SBA, or maybe you need to get some donations, so you go to Goods 360. So I provide a plethora of information for not just nonprofits, but for profits that can help you find funding for your business.
Okay, great. We're going to take a quick break, but I just want to ask you, we have an international audience. Is there help out there for the international audience?
Yes. There are grants that are focused on, regional or local in your area. There are grants that cover all of the 50 states, but there are also grants in all parts of the country. There are international grants as well as grants specific to where you are. So don't be discouraged. There is money out there for you. There are a lot of international grants. And even if you can't go local, starting internationally is a great place to start. So there's a plethora of money out there. We're looking at billions of dollars out there for people. So don't be discouraged. You can find the funding that you're looking for. It's just a matter of searching for it.
Okay, great. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back and summarize and get some more tips from you. But want to thank you for bringing this to everyone here. And again, thank you for joining Startup Nation. Remember what I said, if you put your email in the chat, Ziavian is going to send you a free grant alert that she's going to do the research for you, just send you a grant alert. You can take a look at that and see what is available. So we'll be right back after this quick break.
Attention all organizations, NGOs, and social clubs in and out of Liberia. Are you tired of relying solely on social media to run your operations? An effective web platform is your most important marketing tool, and that's where Tiamat.com comes in. Hello, my Liberian people. My name is Sophia, and I want you to consider this. 53% of consumers do online research about an organization before talking to someone from that institution. That means not having a website could be costing you opportunities. Step up your game and establish a professional online presence. Introducing our web platform designed specifically for 501c organizations, small businesses, and political organizations, social clubs, etc. At Tiamat.com, we understand how important it is to make a great digital first impression, which is why we offer you all the help needed to develop, maintain, and host NGOs and small and big organization websites by giving you a full suite of services that includes automatic billing for members, membership and visitor portals, first-class design and functionality, and much more. The best part is, it only costs $20 per month. Upgrade your image today with our customized web design services. Visit www.tiamat.com to get started. This is a Liberian-owned business.
Welcome back to Startup Nation. We are talking today about funding your business. So we talked about places to go for the research. We talked about finding the right mix for you. And what Ziavian was giving us some tidbits on is just there are grants out there for-profit, for businesses, for the international audience. One of the things that I want to ask you, Ziavian, is that a lot of time I believe people, the money is there, the grants are there, but people don't submit it because they feel overwhelmed with, okay, well, I never wrote a grant before. Do you write grants?
Yes. I write a lot of grants for individuals. I specifically focus on a lot of smaller grants, which is a great place to start. I specialize in 2Ks, 5Ks, and 10Ks, a lot of starter money for people, and a great place for people to start. Awesome Foundation, which is a great place to start, is a one-page document that asks very simple questions that could be a really great starting place for you learning how to find your groove and to get more comfortable in the way of writing grants. So as someone who writes them themselves, I had to start somewhere, you can start somewhere, and that is a great place to start.
So I've heard you talk sometimes with people that they should start locally. They should start right in the area where they shop at. If they are buying supplies for someone else, start within your ecosystem that you have. Can you give people any advice on that?
A great place to start is actually locally where you live. A great place is, I live in Pennsylvania. I'm local to a Wawa. I have personal connections there. I know people who work there. If you are a shopper at Walmart or ShopRite, or even at a local gas station that has multiple locations, if you have some kind of insight into the people who work there, it would be a great place to start online because you already kind of have your foot in the door. Also, take the opportunity once you do start applying for these grants online to start going in store and meeting these managers and meeting these employees. Start building that relationship. You are more likely to get your foot in the door with grants if you know somebody. But I feel like with individuals, they get a little frightened or a little scared with dipping their toe in the water. But if you go to a place that you actually understand and a place where you actually might know people, it would be more beneficial to you in the long run. But it is a great place to start. Building those relationships, fostering those relationships, meeting those managers, saying hi to those employees, buying those supplies. You know, as someone who might be making ceramics or do painting, reach out to those manufacturers, reach out to those suppliers. They know you buy from them. They will be more willing to give you funding. So foster those relationships, keep building on those relationships, and start from there.
Okay, so we're going to take a final break and then we're going to come back and we're going to summarize. But I just want to say to everyone is that one of the things that we try to do is teach you how to write these grants. Okay, so this is Startup Nation. You started up. You don't have any money or your resources are limited. You can't hire a development person. You can't hire this person, that person. So what you can do is you can figure out how to write some of these real simple, as Ziabian talk about. Do you have a mission? Do you have a vision? Do you have a description of the programs that you have? This is what I find a lot of times. People want money, but they think like they're entitled to it. You got to make a case for it. And the first thing Ziabian talked about is building a relationship, that before you submit it, is to build that relationship. For example, we believe you should start locally, right? Wherever you eat at, the gas station, the Wawa, wherever you shop at, wherever you go, you build a relationship with that manager, because then when they see your request, they'll say, oh, yes, I know that company. Or if you're a business and you say, look, I'm doing something and I need for you to sponsor me, or I even need to know, can I get my product on your shelf? You got to build a relationship. So this is very important for this. And so Zabiana, before we take this break, I just want to ask you one other question. Does it cost any money to research these grants online?
Absolutely not. These tools, these resources, these grants are out there and available to you for free. As long as you take the time out of your day to do the research, you are actually setting yourself up to get free money. A lot of these programs, Hello Alice, the Wawas, the sponsorships, the 2Ks, the in-kinds, these are free services to you. All you have to do is put in the work to apply for them and put in the work to search for them. Believe it or not, any little store, any little brand that you may come across might have something that will offer you funding. So please do that research. It's free. It's available to the public. It's online. It's open to everybody. So don't sit down and get complacent. Get out there, work, and find those grants. Find those fundings. They're out there and free and available for everyone.
One last thing I want to talk about is also look where your competitors are getting money from, right? So if you say, you know, how do they get all the money, or how do they get this, or how do they get that? Well, you know what? You go and you study where they are getting. I remember one time Ziabian went to a PAC center, and she went to that center. And can you describe for everyone what did you do to do the research with this PAC center for an organization that wanted to find out where they were getting funding from?
So this organization worked primarily in the arts. So they recommended me an arts program that actually has a lot of sponsors and funders. I went to that website and I looked through every single sponsor, every single funder, and I looked for every single website and every single little bit of information that will help me find out where I can get funding from them. Believe it or not, starting at the conferences you go to, or the hospitals or the banks, they all align themselves with other people. So finding those key connections in places that you want to get to is really important. So if you find a organization that's just like yours and you go to their sponsorships, take notes of who's sponsoring them. They might align with you as well. So if you're into the arts or education, go find that website, go look through those sponsors, because I guarantee you, you can also get funding for free from those same people as well. So just keep your mind open. There are a lot of possibilities of finding funding. There are a lot of funders out there. Believe it or not, every bank is giving money. Every supermarket is giving money. So just be aware that you should be taking notes and making sure to look really deep into who is sponsoring your competitors, who are sponsoring the people that you align yourself with, because you could be getting funding as well.
Okay, so we're going to take our last break, come back and just recap everything. And I want to remind you, if you put your email in the chat, we're going to reach out to you and send you a free grant list that you could take a look at and see if you can apply. In the end, you're going to see our contact information. We have a coaching group that meets every Wednesday where we show you this. It's a membership group. No contracts, no long-term commitment. It's designed just to work with you to help you get your business to this level where you can get funding. So we're going to take this break and we'll be right back.
At Fatu's, we know what it's like to feel a little homesick. That's why we work hard to bring you the very best and freshest imported foods and supplies from home. With quality design African cloths, beauty supplies, and tasty African food items, you'll feel right at home. So what are you waiting for? Stop by Fatu's African International Market for all of your household and family needs. See you soon.
Welcome back to Startup Nation. We're getting ready to get out of here, but I want to remind you, join us for Startup Nation every Tuesday at 6 o'clock for a jam-packed hour of just sharing with you business tips. At the end, you're going to be able to see the contact information to get in contact with me and even get in contact with Ziavian. But I also want to encourage you that if you want to reach a wider audience, you should think about advertising right here on your own, the Liberian Radio Television Network. Go to the Facebook page, like the page as well. So now it's that time where we just want to kind of recap, because we've had a lot of discussions and we just want to kind of go back and show you some of the places that we talked about with the SBA, with the Foundation Center, and we're going to get some final words from Ziavian. So we talked about the SBA is a great place to go to do research for your business, to see what funding is available. We also talked about the fact with the SBA, they do not lend directly, but what they do is they have institutions that they have vetted that will help you with a startup loan, with an SBA loan if you're looking to expand your business. The other thing I want to tell you about the SBA website, there's a lot of great tools on there, and I find people will go and they will pay somebody a couple $1,000s to get themselves to have them write a business plan. Well, you can go right to the SBA and you can draw down at least 2 or 3 different SBA plans that you could just take a look at. The other thing that we talked about was the Foundation Center. And the Foundation Center is not just for nonprofits, but it's for individuals. For example, if somebody says that, well, I have a friend who is building huts in Africa, and he went to the Foundation Center to do research to find out what foundations would support me. The other thing with the Foundation Center, individuals have foundations of their own, and you'll find people that support women who are in nursing, people who want to do clean water projects. It's something that you could look at. So, Ziavian, I want you just to kind of recap and leave everyone with some final thoughts, because, you know, doing this kind of looks scary. It looks overwhelming. I don't know if I could do it. I don't have a degree. But what I find is that we do not even apply. We don't even apply. And I'll just give an example. So there's Black Facebook, there's Black Amazon. You have to be in these networks in order to be able to apply. You don't apply to FedEx. So they advertise with us. They beg us, please apply, but we don't. But what would you say to someone who's listening to this to say, oh yeah, well, you know, she probably can do it because she has a lot of experience? What would you say to them?
Just get started. Just get started. You got to start from someplace. You know, as you gain experience, you'll understand, and you can ask for feedback exactly of why you did not get funding. So you can actually start to build your experience and start to understand, you know, what exactly I need to do next time. What exactly can I fix here? So there are so many opportunities, not just to get funding, but to learn from every time you don't get the yes that you're looking for. So make sure you're putting yourself out there, get that feedback. And the only way you're going to get feedback, the only way you're not going to know what you've done wrong is if you do it. So go out there, put the pen to the paper, find the websites, find the funding, and actually go out and apply. The worst they can say is no. And the greatest thing you can get from that is the feedback.
And I also want to say you're not alone. That's why we're here every Tuesday, is to help you. You're going to see Ziavian's contact information at the end. She is support at ECCR Group. You'll see her contact. You'll see my contact. You can also reach out to us through the Facebook page. You can send a message. You can also go to the ECCR website. And I also encourage you, if you're really serious about getting your business off the ground, we meet every Wednesday for our foundation business group, and that is designed to help you, the entrepreneur, grow your business. I want to say lastly to you, Ziavian used the word that said be encouraged. You're going to get more no's than yeses, but you definitely will get no's if you don't apply. And there's money out there for funding. I just want to give you an example. I have a women's reentry grant, $100,000 grant to work with women who have been incarcerated in New Jersey. I am writing a grant in Virginia for men who have been incarcerated, young men between 18 and 20, to help them with business coaching. I am submitting a grant in New Jersey, and that is to work with artistic children or young adults that are not fully developmental. So the thing is, I'm applying because you're not applying, and I'm going to take all the money unless you start getting out there and applying. So this is Startup Nation. This is a safe place for you to come to learn. I would encourage you to invite others to come in and reach out to us and let us see how we can help you. So we will see you again next Tuesday right here, 6 o'clock on the Liberian Radio Television Network. And we're wishing you all the best, so be encouraged.
I promise you, I swear from my heart, girl, I love you. Come take my hand, let's go far away. I swear I will not leave for no ballet. I will stay with you if I never ballet. Oh, if anybody try that, get that, you will feel my kind of that. If anybody touch that, you there, you will feel my kind of that. I swear I'm in love with you, even my mind, your ways I love you, even my partner. Oh, lele, let me be your baby. I wanna tell myself, I wanna put in my double in the net. I promise you, I swear from my heart, girl, I love you. Come take my hand, let's go far away. Can I play Husko, Lapa, Mela, Makata? Can I play Husko, Lapa, Mela, Makata? I won't cheat you, I will never leave you. I'm here to please you, Mama, let me please you. Oh, yeah. I promise you, I swear from my heart, girl, I love you. Come take my hand, let's go far away.